Hit it.
Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Welcome, welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Welcome, welcome back. I am so glad you joined me. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome back, my beloved kings and queens. My name is Joyce McTeer. Okay, y'all, welcome to another Q&A. Okay, so this question that I am going to be answering today comes from Miss Lorraine Madison. And Miss Madison wanted to know, where did I get my 14, 12, and 10 gauge copper wire from? So I just decided that I would do a Q&A to show y'all the different types of sizes of gauge wire that I use as copper wire. And let's go ahead and get into this video. So I use 6 different types, 6 different sizes, not types, sizes. And with the 10 gauge and the 12 gauge copper wire, it only comes in increments of 5 feet. Okay? Now, when it comes to the 14, the 18, the 20, and the 16 gauge, you can get that in a nice size, okay? So this is how the 12 gauge copper wire comes. If you order it, I get it from www.amazon.com, okay? This is the 12 gauge, and they come in plastic, pretty much plastic, but it only comes in increments of 5 feet. Now, I have tried to find something like this, and this is the 10 gauge. So, of course, you know that your 10 gauge copper wire, that's the beast. The 10 gauge is the beast, okay? I'm going to open it up so y'all can actually see what it looks like. This is the 10 gauge wire. It is thick, okay? It could do whatever you want it to do. But you got to make sure that you have pliers for this. Also, wear gloves when you're working with this, because this will beat your hands up, okay? But this is the 10 gauge copper wire that I use. And then the next size is the 12 gauge. You still want to have your pliers and all that you need for the 12 gauge copper wire. And it's actually the same size as 12 gauge aluminum wire, but it is coarse, it's thicker, that it has more strength to it. It's not aluminum wire. You can't bend this like you would bend aluminum wire, okay? So this is the 12 gauge. I use 14 gauge. 14 gauge is the next step up. This is a new wire that I was trying, and it's from Craft Wire USA. This wire is made solely in the USA. These are the people who make it. It's called Craft Wire. They do sell this at Amazon. This is 14 gauge, and it is a 1 pound. It's 1 pound. Okay? It costs about $20-something, but you get a lot on here. Again, I think you get like something crazy as far as feet. Enough to last you for a while. Okay? This is 16 gauge. The 16 gauge is from, I think, Barco. That's another name, another company that makes this. And this is soft copper wire, okay? Even though it says soft copper wire, It's nice and soft, and you can bend it. This 16 you can really use for a lot of different projects. You can use the 10, the 12, and the 14 too, but you just have to be ready for it, okay? This has 126 feet, and this costs about 20 something dollars as well, but you get 126 feet, okay? My next wire that I use is this 18 gauge. Love, love, love 18 gauge. I love all my copper wire, but of course the 10, the 12, and the 14, okay? I can't really tell you how much you get on here, but you do get a real decent amount. Okay? This costs about 20 something dollars as well, because you get more. This here is my 20 gauge. My 20 gauge I use for my ear hooks. I use it for when I'm wrapping things. It makes it so much easier. I have 22 gauge copper wire, but I choose not to use it only because that's my preference, you know. But I do, from time to time, I may use 22 gauge copper wire. So with that being said, I get my copper wire from Amazon.com. And like I said, I use 6 different types of copper wire. And make sure, like I said in the very beginning, that you, if you're going to be using 10 and 12, you don't necessarily have to have gloves with 14. It just depends on you. But 10 and 12, you want to protect your hands. You also want to make sure you have the pliers that you need to use these to bend the wire properly. You don't want to hurt yourself. When it comes to these two, it's a lot of work. So, Miss Madison, I know this probably answered your question, but I want to take this time to say thank you all for joining me for another Q&A video. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to write them down in the comment box. I will be doing these videos as often as I can. So with that being said, I want to say thank you all for joining me. I want to say thank you to my new subscribers and my loyal supporters. And until my next upload, my beloved kings and queens, peace and blessings. See ya.